Welcome to Connect, a series of conversations with community members about ways they are connected and connecting with the community. Whether it's in their professional capacity, their concerns about issues facing the community, or their interest in being active in the community, participants in these conversations make a connection with each other and with you, the audience. Today we're touching upon a light topic, yet one that's being taken very seriously by participants in OLLI Hoops. OLLI Hoops consists of women over 55 who practice basketball, some for the very first time in their life. I'm joined by two of those women, Caravalho and Sara Walsh, both active members of OLLI and seniors. OLLI is Osher Lifelong Learner Institute. And I'm also joined by Sara Caldwell, Assistant Director of Development in the Humanities Division of UC Santa Cruz. Let's ask Sara first about what OLLI is. What is it?
Well, OLLI is an organization that's connected with the UCSC campus here in Santa Cruz, but there are over 100 OLLI chapters throughout the country, and I think there's an OLLI probably in every state. California has quite a few, but the one here at Santa Cruz is the one that I belong to, and it is an amazing group of people who are mostly retired but are interested in all kinds of things. We meet monthly for a meeting, but the real rich part of it is the extra classes you can take and the amazing interest groups that have sprung up. Some they've had for many, many years, but some are new. And the basketball group is new. And I think that's one of my favorite OLLI interest groups right now.
Sarah, how many members are there in OLLI?
I think currently there are around 500, but at different times there have been more. It kind of shifts a little bit because we get a lot of retired people, and some people are freshly here and they want a place to connect with, and OLLI has been an amazing connection for people who are new to the community and retired.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so you mentioned OLLI Hoops, and you are part of it?
I am part of it. I'm one of those people who had never played basketball before. And thanks to my son, who lives in San Diego and is quite an athlete, he sent me the video some months ago, and I thought it was a great idea. I just happened to be meeting with Mary for coffee, and tell us more how that came, what happened after that.
Well, I'd seen the same video in the summertime, and it was about a team named Splash. They are a senior team down in San Diego. They're in their 80s and 90s, these women. And they've been playing for maybe 15, 20 years. And I thought, oh my God, if they can do that, we could do that too. And so I was talking to Sara about it. She thought it was great. And then Sara Caldwell and I, who are friends, we've met through UC programs. I was telling her about it too. And she really pushed me to it. And why did you push me?
Well, I was a high school basketball player myself, and I had experienced firsthand the value of sports. And also, I think one of the big things was my mom grew up in a time before Title IX was passed, and she was unable to participate in high school basketball and was furious about it at the time. And so I think one of the things that I love about what you're doing is that it's enabling women who might not have had the opportunity to play in the past to play now. And that got me really excited.
Yes, and that's true. Our very first, at OLLI is great because the board is interested in any kind of new interest group that you can bring forward. And I had asked them if we could start a basketball team, women only, and they said sure. So at one of our meetings, I made an announcement saying we're trying to organize a basketball team, and we had 11 people sign up.
And so you showed that video at the...
Yes.
So maybe we should show that video.
Oh, that's great.
And the video from Splash from San Diego. Why don't we watch that now?
The Splash is the oldest team in San Diego's Senior Women's Basketball Association. They defy expectations, even when they face off against players up to 40 years younger.
Some people thought we were nuts.
88-year-old Marge Carl has been on the team for 23 years.
I love the game and I love the people. All of them.
It's that love, year after year, that keeps the ladies coming back.
We have good times together, doing all sorts of activities.
They're dedicated, lacing up for one practice and one game every week.
Are you a hard player?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you play rough, don't you?
I get what I get.
Even through injury.
We've had players have knee replacements or hip replacements. We have players that are cancer survivors. They still come and play.
Socializing, staying active, and feeling young.
What do you say to those people that say women this old shouldn't be playing basketball?
Well, I would say just get out and try if you want to. You'll be surprised that you can do it.
But for everyone here, the game means more than keeping healthy.
We were never encouraged by women.
And so that was the video.
Right.
And what happened then?
Well, at our organizational meeting, the first one we had with our 11 people and Sara, is we found out several things that we all shared. One, as the video, we were never encouraged to play.
When you were young?
When I was young, right, in junior high, high school.
Well, not encouraged to play any sports,
Well,
really,
yeah.
not even to be that active. So this opportunity to be physical and see yourself growing in a team was a brand new experience.
Yes. The other two things we found out was that since we had not really ever played the game that much, we didn't know the rules and we didn't have any skills. How are we going to do that? But we agreed on a time every week to play for an hour, and we just started. And luckily, our coach just kind of appeared out of all of that. Thank God, Matilda. And we have been going ever since. It's just been, it's a wonderful experience. Just as those women on the video are saying, is that you end up doing a lot of different things that you never would have in the first place. Sara, remember last night, what did we do?
Well, we had this wonderful opportunity to see the UCSC women's basketball team play in a tournament that they were beginning here in town, and it was so amazing because we had gotten to partner with them a little bit and kind of knew them a little bit, but to see them play and now I have a little bit more idea what the game's about and the skills involved. It was thrilling to be cheering for people that we felt connected to,
yeah.
And it was so fun to do that.
And thank goodness Sara Caldwell here was the one that made that connection for us.
Yes, and that's really gratifying for
Why don't you
me
tell them
to hear that.
Yeah.
So I work at the university, and I'd offered my support to Mary in whatever capacity that meant. And one of the things I did is I just connected them with Todd Kent, who is the basketball coach for the women's team. And he really took it from there. He was so excited to have you partner, and I believe you had a practice with the team.
Yes.
And that some of the women, female athletes have stopped by your practices
Yes.
and joined in.
Yes.
And for me, as someone who works kind of on the public-facing part of campus, that's really gratifying. And it's nice to see those partnerships emerge organically as well. So
It was just fun that practice we had, which was up on campus. That was so fun that the Coach Kent organized that for us. And here are all the women out there. I think there's about 15 on their team, all dressed in their uniforms. And then we come out, and they just enveloped us, didn't they?
Yes.
It was the assistant coach, Sarah Anderson. We were all on the floor, and she blew her whistle. She says, "Okay, everybody, to the baseline," and all of us are going, "Baseline? Where's that?" And all the the team ran over. They were so cute. Said, "This is the baseline," and so that we took over. But it was just wonderful, and it lifts your spirits. We all of the team just even after every practice it's just so exhilarating.
Let's ask Sara a little bit more about the women's basketball team.
Sure.
And the connection with UCSC.
Sure. So the women's team is special. They have made the NCAA tournament for the last 2 years, which is amazing. And they also have made the top 5 academic teams in the nation for the last 4 years. They are also the only team in all of college basketball, I believe, that have both made the NCAA tournament and have finished in the top 3 academically nationally. So they're special. They're smart and athletic. And I think that's a great combo. And they have games, still in Santa Cruz at the KP Arena. And you can find out more information about them at goslugs.com.
So people can learn more about the women's by
Yes.
going by goslugs.com?
Yes.
Okay, we'll have that on the screen so people
you.
can see that at home. And so now, what about yourself? Are you still playing basketball?
Occasionally. Basketball for me now is a form of meditation. I played, as a child and through high school. I was a point guard and could shoot pretty well. And so whenever I feel stressed or need just some time to contemplate, I go to the gym and shoot and hopefully still make a few baskets.
And what's your feeling about women over 55 playing basketball?
I think it's amazing. I hope to be there someday. And and I think, we're in a time right now, not to get too political, but women are taking the stage and showing their power, and it's really wonderful and encouraging to see women at all ages, grasp that power and do what they want with it. And in this case, it's play basketball. So I'm very proud of them.
And the difference is doing it now as opposed to when we were in high school. Now people are very encouraging, whereas before they looked at you at, no, we don't have time for you. So that's very gratifying.
Now, besides forging some connections, natural connection with UCSC and luckily with Sara, what other kind of connections are you making with the community?
Well, I can talk about one thing that's been nice about trying to figure out where we're going to play. And some of our members looked around the community to see where there were parks with outdoor facilities and see what would be involved with that. But then as it became getting colder, we needed an indoor facility. And one place that I contacted was a Boys and Girls Club. And at this point, we're not doing anything with them, but I think in the future we may do something else with them. I think so many of us have been in the community for a long time and like volunteering and like opportunities to continue to give back to the community and help out other young people. So I think the Boys and Girls Club will still connect. We'll still do something else there.
And what I went to the Vintage Church, the Abbey coffee shop there on Mission. Everybody knows the Abbey coffee shop, and talked with them. And that is where we are practicing now on Monday mornings from 11:30 to 12:30, and it's great. The church is very welcoming, and it has not been really a problem at all to get there every Monday, right?
So now the question, of course, is what do, you already started talking about it, what do the women get out of it? And why don't we show at the same time some pictures of one of the practices. So we'll start with the first picture and then we'll talk about what's happening.
Okay.
So go ahead, show some. And so here is Mary.
There I am.
And this is Lisa. And so say a little bit more. What are we doing here? Don't go so fast, please. What are we doing here?
We're playing 3-on-3. And the best thing is what our coach has organized for us is a 3-on-3. And if one team has the ball, the white has the ball, and then they lose it to the purple team, play stops. And we take it out to the side. And that helps us not get injured because it stops play, so it stops your momentum. And we have all found that is great. We really like that, so that when we're learning what our limitations are, I found myself not quite as
agile.
Elegant in my, throwing. Right.
Well, why don't we watch a few more of those photos of the 3-on-3? This is the 3-on-3. And so we do play. And, I must say that the women who are playing are really into it. It is fascinating to see, and we can see it in the next one also, is that everybody's watching the ball. Everybody's what's going on, and they don't hear what at some point I say when I say stop. They don't even listen. So let's a couple more. And defense is an important part. What you do and playing. Go ahead.
Well, and Lisa is so. She's very verbal, so whenever she gets the ball, she makes me laugh because she just starts screaming. It's fun. And Sara, who thought that, remember when our conversation, Mary, I don't know if I can do this now. You were all over the court.
Oh, there's Dolly.
And what is Dolly doing? This is just a magnificent picture. What is Dolly doing?
Oh, she's making an amazing shot.
I know.
Form.
I mean, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that.
Perfect form.
And so when we told her, she
was
said,
so
what,
proud.
me? Me? Anyway, so that's kind of what women get out of it. So let's yeah, go ahead.
And it was just last practice. And you had made, Sarah, you made a basket.
Yes.
And you were, the look on your face, it was priceless. She was stunned.
Yes.
But after being stunned, she just filled with joy. She couldn't believe it. And we were so proud of you. Oh my gosh.
Well, being part of a team is such a wonderful thing because you experience whatever personal joy you have, but when you see you're sharing it and you're part of a bigger group, and people are supporting each other and high-fiving each other and encouraging you to push yourself into areas that you didn't know you could do, it is such a beautiful feeling.
And the camaraderie of a team, you know, that's different than a book club or reading the New Yorker or anything. It builds and it keeps on building. And we're all finding, I think, that is something I hadn't really counted on when we started this.
Well, I think when you're doing something physical too, you're exercising hard and the endorphins you get, it makes you feel good and you share that good feeling. So I think there's a real physical bodily response that happens when you're breathing hard, running hard, your muscles are working as hard as they know how to do. It feels good.
So you're already talking about some of the benefits. Are there any health benefits?
There's a lot of health benefits. Just many of us of our age, we're worried about bone loss and running like that. You're moving your body with the weight of your body, and so it's helping you maintain your bone structure. It's building cardiovascular strength. Your muscles are getting stronger. A lot of us have balance concerns. When you're having to run and think and move all at the same time, your balance, you have to really focus on all those things. So your body really benefits from all that. And besides the physical things like that, the mental state, I'm just rambled about that, but you know, I think your mental health is good when you're doing this, when you're doing it with a group. And the fact that you're sharing that with others gets you out of the house. Seniors can often become isolated. They can often maybe not have a way to communicate with other people. And I think the physicality of it is also important for seniors who often can just kind of get removed from life. Not that we think of ourselves as removed from life, but I think sports really adds to those benefits: physical, mental, emotional, social. All good.
Right. And then, of course, you talked about the connection with the UCSC women's basketball team. And, you know, I heard in the video, not today, but the rest of the video, about what the Splash women in San Diego do. They actually are supporting the young women who are, and is that what you're going to do with UCSC as well?
I can speak to that. I don't think there's a definitive plan right now, but what's happening is, you know, organic relationship building, and I know the coach, Todd Kent, has plans to engage a younger generation. So we have the college-age women, and he's looking to develop programs for younger girls. And so I can see this being as a tiered community approach to women's basketball in the future, and I think that's where he's trying to get that to head to. So there's opportunities.
And you already mentioned a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club, about volunteering and putting time in them. So it's socially, it has some benefits as well for you as for the community.
Oh yes, and and that and at OLLI, I mean, which is wonderful, but our interest groups or our classes are normally composed of people our age. So when we can have other kinds of relationships with younger women, younger people, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I mean, my relationship with Sara, I love that. And that was just, you know, because we met several times on the event. So, and then to have younger kids too, I mean, it's very stimulating. Very stimulating.
Now, let's talk a little bit practicality. Basketball, you need basketballs. I saw that most of the women bought their own basketball. And what did you recently do?
Did you get shoes?
And we got shoes.
Shoes, yes. Well, basketballs, I have two sons, and they are nuts about basketball. And one of them had said that there's a women's regulation ball, which is a little bit smaller than the men's. So he wrote down exactly what I was supposed to get. And then I think at our first meeting, I wrote that, I told everybody. And then we all went and bought our balls. And we had that. And then we decided then that we probably need some shoes. And so that was very interesting. That's here.
And you were talking about white and purple. Who started this whole thing about buying shirts? Jerseys, I think you call them.
Well, we bought them because I think it was Susan Swisher, who we call Swish, had, when we were playing 3-on-3, one of the first games, 3-on-3, we kept on throwing the balls with the wrong person. It wasn't on our team because we didn't have colors. Everybody was the same. So that's when we decided that we had to get jerseys. And then, of course, we had to decide color. And that was, but
a team effort.
A team effort, always a team effort. And then we got the jerseys, and now we wear them. And you can, turn them inside out. And so now we can figure it all out.
Perfect.
I know.
I don't know if we got to the origin of the name OLLI Hoops.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to talk about it? Does either one of you want to talk?
Well, at the first meeting, okay, we had to come up with a name, right? And I think I was out of the room at the time, though, when it was, I came back and it was OLLI Hoops, right? And I kept on thinking, are you going OLLI Hoop? No. But come to find out, that's a play, right, in basketball. I mean, who would have known? I didn't know.
You just do an alley-oop.
I know. And so that's how it came out, right? Yes. OLLI Hoops.
Very clever.
Yes, very clever.
Now, do you know of other places where women's basketball over 40 and over 55 takes place?
Well, I know when we were considering
Besides
this
San
whole
Diego,
idea,
yeah.
first of all, I talked to the Park and Rec people here at the city of Santa Cruz, and they do have a women's league. But it's 40s and 50s, and they're quite serious. Whereas, we're not serious yet.
I can't see that in the play you're doing. You're very serious.
Well, I know. And actually, the teams they have here too are small. So when I did talk to the fellow, he was really quite sure. Are you sure you don't want to play? Are you sure? Because I guess. They sometimes have to take people from another team to fill that team so that they can play. And then there's a senior national women's league. But again, it's not, and there's leagues in California, in the Bay Area. But they don't seem to be they're not as prevalent certainly as the men's. And for seniors, they're just not that well organized yet. Except for the ones down in San Diego.
Yeah, that's very organized. Yeah, I looked at the website. Locally, I saw there are 4 women's basketball teams, but they're not, they're not over 55.
Yeah.
So, but are you considering doing a league, being participant in the league when you're ready for it?
I don't know. I think part of what I enjoy right now is kind of the learning experience and the camaraderie. And maybe as my skill level increases, I might feel up to that. But I would hate to lose that just to be in a competitive environment where there's a little different attitude toward having more of a win-win. And I don't know. Haven't seen them play. What way it's working right now for me is such a dream because I really hadn't played sports as a young person and learning how to be on a team and learning how to make my body do things, which is not easy. But I think it's like the best time of my life. I think I'm so open and available to try new kinds of experiences. I don't necessarily want a generic basketball team experience. I want this kind of basketball team experience.
What about you, Mary?
Well, this is probably about the same here. We got to learn the rules and get some skills going before I start worrying about competition. Just competing 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 is perfect for now. And later on, if we figure maybe we can take another step, then we can talk to Sara.
Yeah.
Maybe she can, help us do something.
My pleasure.
Any final remarks from you, Sara?
Well, I just think, I love the idea of a group of women doing this, and I think I also love the concept of a kind of a community-wide partnership, and I think there are ample opportunities to take this and run with it if you have, something that you want to do, and feel free to reach out to us at the university if there's something you have in mind and you want to kind of plug into what we're doing too. I think this is really symbiotic in a lot of ways. So.
And so I understand that this OLLI Hoops interest group is very much appreciated by Osher Lifelong Learners. Maybe we should have their website one more time on there so people can go, because you're not only an OLLI Hoops person, but you're also a very active member in Osher Learning. Do you have any connections with Osher Learning?
Not directly within my job, but the university does as a whole, and so I get to work with OLLI members all the time in my work in the humanities too.
Well, you have been watching Connect with Mary Caravalho, Sara Walsh, and Sara Caldwell. Our conversation centered around OLLI Hoops, an over 55 women's basketball group in Santa Cruz, California. Thank you, Mary, thank you, Sara, and thank you, Sara, for being here. And thank you at home for watching Connect. You can watch weekly on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 27, Community Television of Santa Cruz, and Channel 73 in Charter, which is South County. So I want to say thank you and see you next time. Okay, so now